Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hey, Louis.
It's working. Woo woo woo. Miracle.
Finally.
Finally, miracle is happening.
Finally.
How are you doing, guys?
Fantastic.
GM,
Fantastic.
everybody. Hello.
All right. I think we're probably good to go, I would say. So yeah, I want to thank everyone for listening in, and Louis for doing this. So my name's RTP, also known as Bar Zucchini on the Nostra Discord. And yeah, this is our first Twitter Spaces. We're super excited. We launched, come out of stealth this week, and yeah, let's kick off with a great conversation with Louis from StarkWare. So, does everybody want to do some introductions and to introduce yourself, Louis?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So I'm Louis. I'm the ecosystem lead at StarkWare. So I've been in crypto for roughly 6 years at this point, and I've been at StarkWare for over 3. And for the last year, I've been leading all the ecosystem effort, mostly engaging with project and new dev to and trying to spread the good word, which that Cairo is awesome. And so very excited to have you guys and join the family.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we'll speak about that later, but we can obviously attest to how awesome we think StarkNet is. So, yeah. Thanks for being here. DG, David, do you want to introduce?
Yeah. Hello, guys. Welcome to our first Twitter Spaces. Excited to be here. My name is David. I'm one of the co-founders of Tempus, the team behind Nostra. I used to be a lawyer, so I did a lot of structured finance and similar legal work before I entered the DeFi space a little more than, actually a lot more than 2 years ago now. We co-founded Tempus with Đorđe in April last year. We ran that project on Ethereum for quite a while. We are still running it. Basically started as a fixed income product, and then we sort of pivoted into a multi-product DAO that builds not just fixed income, but also all sorts of other different interesting products. The first of which is Nostra. So that's it about me.
Thanks, David. And Đorđe, do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah. As David mentioned, we started Tempus together in April last year. Before that, I worked as a core Solidity dev in Ethereum Foundation. And before that, multiple different startups in different types of industries. Yeah, that's in short. And I'm in crypto basically for 4 years now at this point.
Fabulous. All right, cool. So now we've kicked off sort of introductions. Louis, I mean, you said you focus on the ecosystem development of StarkNet. Could you just give the audience a bit more color around what that entails, what that means, and also perhaps touch on what you're most excited about in regards to DeFi on StarkNet?
So that's a very good question. So it's just a second. Sorry, I keep getting that's why I understand now. Okay, can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, great. So can you repeat the question? Sorry, I was a bit confused for a second. My earphone was ringing as I'm receiving text at the same time. So a bit confused.
I hate when that happens. No.
Yes.
No. So the question was basically if you could just double click and expand on your role in StarkNet as an ecosystem lead, and also perhaps touch on what you're most excited about for DeFi on StarkNet, like the opportunities and the design space.
Of course. So I mean, my role is in many senses coordinator. So in the sense that basically I'm trying to reach out and welcome all the devs that are coming, showing up and learning about Cairo and StarkNet in general, and connecting them to one another such a way that they everyone feels that this ecosystem is active, building, collaborating in all meaningful way. And so we have seen this to be explicitly true in the context of gaming. on StarkNet. So we have a very thriving gaming community that is just keep collaborating, creating new stuff, new cool primitives, and so on. And on the DeFi front, quite a lot of projects to building, reinventing, perps and spot and a lot of other primitives that we need for DeFi. And so what's exciting me the most when it comes to DeFi and StarkNet is quite simple, is I'm looking for the project that will actually take truly advantage of the new technical advancement that zk will provide, which is always what they explain to people, which are three things at this point in the context of StarkNet, which is you have cold computation, you have cheap core data, meaning that you can do cheap Oracle updates, and you have something called account abstraction, which means that it's very easy to do to pay transaction on behalf of the user and so on and so forth. So what excites me is many things, and I just looking forward for the time where people will just take those new concepts, these new advantages, and take full advantage of it to make new primitives.
Yeah, thanks, Louis. Absolutely. I mean, I think that's what account abstraction is, one of the sort of very nice, appealing things from my perspective in regards to like improving the user experience for the DeFi ecosystem and in crypto in general. It allows us to sort of remove the complexity from users for growing the market. So yeah, no, appreciate your insight there. Just moving to David, do you want to share a little bit more background about Nostra, the vision, the mission, how it came about, and what we're trying to do?
Sure. So when we came to an inflection point in the life of Tempus and deciding what products to build, we basically had the greater goal in mind that we should have DeFi replace traditional financial services and build a product that enables that and does that in a way that it's more retail friendly. So instead of focusing on the big liquidity markets, big institutions, and expensive chains such as Ethereum mainnet, we had this goal in mind to build a product that a lot of people will end up using in their daily lives. Obviously, StarkNet enables that because of the lower gas fees, as well as the speed of execution is way superior to Ethereum mainnet. And so about the product itself, if you guys don't know what a money market is synonymous with liquidity markets, also the same as like borrowing and lending protocols. On a very basic terms, what you can do is you can, for example, deposit $1,000 worth of ETH, and then you can borrow, let's say, 500 USDC against that position and pay an interest on that. So it's an over-collateralized lending protocol that builds on the foundations of the big players on Ethereum, such as Aave and Compound, who we need to acknowledge, but also comes with a bunch of very exciting new features that distinguishes itself from those competitors on Ethereum mainnet. Some of these features are, for example, risk isolation. So you can isolate the risk of borrowing certain assets from your other positions. You can transfer debt to other people. You can also create sub-accounts and ring fence the risk between different sub-accounts. And another feature that comes to mind is, for example, non-borrowable collateral, which is protected collateral that people cannot borrow, but you can use as but you can still use it as collateral in the same way. And then I think like one of the important things that we have to mention is like this will basically function as the infrastructure layer for a bunch of different other applications to build on top. And we think Nostra should be, the place that people come and build and do a lot of exciting things, build on top, build DEXs, build different fixed income solutions, all this kind of stuff, and then hopefully grow an ecosystem around it. So that's the goal.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think, I do like the analogy of when you think about L1s and L2s, they're like, the whole, they're like countries or cities, and it's a blank canvas, a blank land. And you need the primitives such as money markets and dexes to be there in order for other applications to be built, and with that, composability as well. So it's one of the key things of having a money market. It's one of the sort of ground foundational primitives of DeFi. It's pretty cool.
I mean, definitely the money market is by far the most important. With like spot market, the most important primitive for anything basically in crypto. They are the base, the absolute base for everything to come after from there.
Absolutely.
This is where yield comes from. This is where leverage comes from. This is where a lot of nice perks.
Yeah, and I think like this is where we have to really make sure that the base layer, as just you rightly pointed out, should be as composable as possible, and it should be very easy for people to integrate with. And we can see from the examples of Aave Compound, for example, that by creating a large ecosystem around them, that increased the size of the not only their own ecosystem, but also Ethereum's DeFi ecosystem. It was the foundation for it, and we're planning to build a similar foundation on StarkNet as well.
100%. And by the way, even looking with that line of thought, like the one of the most important aspects that is limited today by if1 is because of the gas cost, because of all of sort of things, you can't really have a very tight margin for borrowing. You can have like very high leverage because of it. And so as I said before, I'm looking for the people who are going to take advantage of this cheap computation, cheap cold data to provide real-time oracle at every transaction, for instance, to make it tighter borrowing markets,
spreads.
Market.
Yeah,
spread, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the interesting thing about StarkNet. It's a new design space for builders like us to get to roll up our sleeves. So super excited. Louis, another question I had for you is like, what are your thoughts about mainstream adoption of crypto and Web3, and how's StarkWare thinking about increasing sort of new user adoption of these sort of new decentralized applications?
So it's a very good question, and to be honest, it's a question that I feel is a bit out of my scope. In the same way, the person who make the company that make the concrete and the how do you call it, the crane, enabling people to build buildings, does not think about how you does not fully think how you build convenient, practical housing, right? But at the same time, those companies, they need to be able to provide a tool for those people who know UX, UI, all of that to provide the good experience that would bring mass user adoption. And so to answer your question, we think about it in a different way. We think about it as primitive, meaning we know we're not going to build those things, but we want to provide the building blocks that would enable the people who are building those things to actually make them like good, efficient, practical, cheap, and so on and so forth. So, like as I said, like one example was the account abstraction. For instance, we are looking at ways to, like someone literally 2 days ago made the first transaction that you sign with your iPhone for real, like using your face to sign cryptographically your transaction. And so this is enabled by the tech, but it's not something that we envision. And so what do we do to increase user adoption is improving the tooling that makes the creative people out there who care about those things, make it easy and efficient for them to do it.
Nice. Yeah, that's amazing. I didn't even know about that transaction there. But
yeah, I mean, this is actually groundbreaking for the story. For just a tiny bit of background here, why you can do it on any other blockchain at the moment is very simple. Is because the cryptographic curve, if you want the cryptographic building block used in the iPhone that are actually available are not the one used on Bitcoin and Ethereum. For a couple of reasons, I won't get into it. But there is this company called Cartridge who show that when computation is cheap, you can just do whatever you want. And that kind of abstraction enables you to even abstract the way you sign things. So you can now have an account that's signed with the Ethereum key, that's signed with the iPhone, that's signed with their threshold encryption, blah, blah, blah. So this is quite an efficient, interesting new direction towards user adoption, making it more easy for them to securely protect their assets.
Absolutely. I mean, I think, the whole mantra of not your keys, not your coins. And, I think the burden of having your own keys and perhaps lose them in the wash or something like that is quite cumbersome for people.
It is. But in this specific case, it's actually your key. It's actually your key, but your key is protected by your phone using the secure, what we call the secure enclave of the iPhone. It's as secure using a wallet. It's just that it's actually more secure than using a regular wallet because it's secured by the hardware of the phone itself. Anyway, just a side topic about user adoption and convenience. And this was a perfect example of how you have crazy smart, creative people building the thing for the future.
Absolutely. So essentially, we're saying StarkWare building, providing the picks and shovels for the builders to utilize and use and
yes,
make of it what our imaginations can. Sorry, please.
No, and just even to give you an example of things you can do for a money market, in the context of account abstraction, you can imagine that someone actually, having someone send a transaction on your behalf without having you involved to liquidate yourself, for instance, to reduce your exposure. Leave it to the MEV searcher to reduce your exposure on your behalf without you changing anything in your account. And this is something that the project themselves could enable, of course, but this is something that the wallet could enable without the project even thinking about it, which is a lot more powerful. You can define your own behavior for people to trigger on your behalf without any modification of your wallet, for instance.
Right. Nice.
So just.
Well, just David, if you could also expand on this whole point here, where I think it's public. We've recently announced a $5 million ecosystem fund for La Familia, or the Familia Fund. In the same vein of trying to grow and build upon the foundation, could you expand a bit more on what our plans are with this and the vision of it and how we're thinking about it?
Yeah, sure. I think the main point is that looking at these a large size ecosystem fund and grants enable teams to basically bootstrap adoption a lot quicker and incentivize people to build different sort of applications on top of our products and on top of StarkNet, obviously. But the goal here is to make sure that we are integrated with as many front ends as possible. We are integrated with as many partners as possible. We have a lot of contributors, and obviously crypto is an extremely incentive-driven business in general. So we need to set aside some funds for these purposes and be transparent about how we give them away. I think this is one of the most important things. And ultimately, we're all going towards a goal that's mainstream user adoption. And the quicker we can get there by using all of the funds at our disposal, the better. And our thinking behind this ecosystem fund, which can be used for all sorts of things, ranging from community to integrations, audits, building products on top, is just sort of like the cherry on top. We're building the foundations, and we're asking everybody else to come and help us and actually get paid for it.
Nice. And just to note, more information about that will be coming and being released in the near future. So yeah, watch your space.
I just want to comment about the ecosystem fund. The fact that you guys are committing to such an effort is, of course, groundbreaking. You're the first one to do so. Even StarkWare do not have an ecosystem fund. We don't do it for a couple of reasons, but the fact that you are we are doing it is a very interesting experience, in my opinion, in the ability for a well-managed and small-sized ecosystem fund to actually provide value for the collaboration between Nostra and other projects in the ecosystem. And so quite interesting to collaborate with you on this specifically.
Yeah, that's amazing to hear. And I just wanted to mention that it's a fund of DAI, so it's actually a stablecoin fund. It's not a native token of which we don't have, but it is just
oh, I know.
Available
that's a much more. I mean, I can make a enough comment. I find the approach very interesting and a lot more grassroots, but a lot more sustainable, at least on paper than most of the things I've seen in the space, and I'm really excited to see how you plan to do it and discuss it, because giving grants is a whole job, and there is a couple of things we could change on that topic, and I'm very excited to collaborate with you on that.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear.
Cool, absolutely. All right, it's happening. Okay, so I think I see quite a few socios on the call, and if you don't know what that is, please join the Nostra Discord, and you'll see for yourself. But we have Tony T on the spaces. If you'd like to introduce yourself, as well as because I don't think you did in the beginning, but also talk about Nostra brand and sort of the importance of La Familia.
Hey guys, how you doing? Can you hear me fine?
Yep, all good.
Yeah, sorry, I got a bit late for the presentation round. So I'm Tony, I'm the head of marketing at Tempus. Yeah, just jump right in. Like Nostra is a brand of this new product that we're launching. And basically, the thing I just love about working at Tempus is like we're doing all this internally as being like a team effort. All you see from the name, the logo, the website, everything has been designed internally by the team. It's taking a few weeks of intense branding, you know it, guys. But I really like that we involve the whole team to have a cool brand, and everyone it's behind it. And that's where part of the spirit behind La Familia comes, right? Like we're not just another community. We're not just another Discord. We want to have that sense of being a family, being a group of people working together towards the same goals, contributing, growing together. And of course, we're very excited to be an active part of the StarkNet ecosystem. I'm personally very bullish on StarkNet as one of the best positions networks to scale Ethereum. Yeah, I know. And of course, like as you can see on the Discord server, La Familia takes care of its members. So anyone that wants to contribute, please join and do it. We're here for the open source, guys. Just go to the server, read the rules, participate in the incentivized activities that will be coming. And who knows, maybe you'll get higher roles in the coming weeks.
Yeah, lots happening in a discourse today. It's nice, and I think that's one of the key things of having a successful project like the community first mindset, and it's super exciting to have so many people in a Discord being active and helping out others. So awesome. Also, I think another question that's been raised quite a lot is about the testnet, and so our dev and our backend team and our front end team are super building zone at the moment, and we're getting close. We're getting close to testnet. No dates specifically released yet, as probably many can appreciate. Software isn't a linear thing, but definitely in the month of September is when we're looking to launch our testnet. And if you haven't signed up to be whitelisted, please do that. It will be in a couple of phases. Just so we can release features, after testnet. But we're super excited to put that in front of people and sort of get your feedback as much as we can. So definitely look out for that, guys. And who knows, there might be a little present at the end of it. Yeah, bit enough.
Let me just add to that, Richard. I was just checking the responses. We have actually 6,382 people that have filled to test Nostra private testnet. So just so everyone knows, about over 6,000 people.
Nice, absolutely crazy. All right. Also, Đorđe, I mean, you are like, you know, in the weeds of Cairo and has kind of grabbed it by the horns and pulled this all together. Can you just talk about your experience of like building with Cairo? And of course, it's still early, so you know, you're used to Solidity first and foremost. But could you just speak a bit about your experience with Cairo?
Yeah. Cairo is, in one hand, very exciting because it's very early and the language is not yet mature as some other languages in the space or like general purpose languages, but that makes it both fun and hard. We as a team, we are planning to share our experience in a form of public threads on Twitter and blog posts on like practical Cairo. I hope this would help other teams when they join StarkNet community to build something more. But the general experience is like there is few things that probably Cairo needs to fix and I think it's already on the way. And once these things are done, it's going to be pretty nice language, in my opinion. The other huge benefit is more related to StarkNet than to actual Cairo, but this is like on-chain computations. This allows us doing pretty advanced calculations, which we were very limited on EVM-based blockchains because of obvious limits of EVM. And this allows people building very advanced products. And we will use some of these things, and we already are using in Nostra. And yeah, this allows also people to, because there is a new language, this allows people to create actual new products, not just the copycats written already in Solidity. So there is going to be a lot of innovation happening here. That's why I'm pretty bullish on StarkNet in general.
Yeah, absolutely. Louis, do you want to quickly just touch on like the state of Cairo at the moment and the upgrades and you know what's happening outside?
Sure. Yeah, of course. I'm more than happy to. So Cairo is like, okay, so Cairo exists for the last 2 years, but has been only public for 9 months now. And so it's a very quickly evolving language. It's not optimal yet, so thank you for all the people who actually, you know, take the energy and the effort to eat glass, as I like to say, because you know it's the language, all of that, the infrastructure is not up to par with what you would like to have for if you write if you write in a programming language. If you write a code, you like to have more, usually better tooling, right? So we are working very actively to improve that. Now, when we're going to have a major shift in Cairo by December, which is the launch of Cairo 1. And Cairo 1 will have a lot more features as well as a few significant change in the way the language is structured. So all code will be backward compatible, and all the existing Cairo will keep working, and the concept itself will remain. But we will introduce type. We will introduce the ability for transaction to revert and to fail. We will introduce a compiler that will provide a lot more guarantee than the one we have today. So this is like what we are very focused on, and this achievement is, this new version of Cairo is expected to be launched as late as December, and will be the underlying reason why we will launch. We will do the regenesis, meaning the Orgenesis is when we're going to launch the new network with the new Cairo, because we need both to we need Sierra, to this new Cairo 1, to finalize and remove all the dead code that exists in the current version of the state of the system, and provide a lot more performance. So that's very exciting. On the other front, we just pushed. We just launched in production what we call recursive proofs, and recursive proof is basically what will enable StarkNet to be, in some sense, and I don't want to spend too much time on the sense what it means, but infinite theoretical scalability. But this is like asymptotical. I won't get too much in detail, but you can get StarkNet going to get a lot cheaper in the coming months because of recursive proofs. And finally, we are also looking into more what we call built-in, which will make some operations that are expensive today much cheaper. For instance, Kcheck is going to be a built-in soon, so you will be able to use Kcheck, the hash function StarkNet, with an overhead, obviously, but without a lot smaller overhead than what we have today. So quite a lot of interesting new things coming up, and this will unpack in the coming months.
Nice, exciting times.
What I mute so long? No, did you hear me?
Yes, we did.
Because I thought I was mute for a second. Anyway,
that happens to me sometimes. No, yeah, got it all. And it's exciting times. Change is a constant in the world, I like to think. And of course, the foundation is going to be a major upgrade. But it's these are all improving tools and picks and shovels for us to build and get our hands on. So yeah, with that, I think we're sort of at time. I want to just give everyone an opportunity to say some last words before we wrap up. Louis,
all right, I'll start.
Oh, David, sure.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, thanks guys for joining this Spaces talk. I just wanted to give you guys some heads up that there will be more information coming out about the ecosystem fund itself, and just keep an eye on our Twitter, keep an eye on our Discord, join the community, participate in all this kind of stuff, and then you'll be the first to know about all this new stuff coming out. So and then if you haven't done it already, I think I recommend reading the docs of Nostra. So go on docs.nostra.finance, and then you'll be able to read everything there. It's all about the new features, which we'll be covering in future Spaces talks. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, David. And Louis, do you want to have some final words before we wrap up?
Yes, my pleasure. Final words. Like, I'm very excited for sort of like existing established project like Tempus and Nostra to launch on StarkNet. So far, with most of the project we have seen were sort of like either mastodont of the space, working with us at StarkWare to merge to port their code and make it run on StarkNet, right? Like the Aves of the world, the Maker, and so on. And on the other extreme, we had a lot of grassroots independent dev showing up, doing their thing, cool thing. And I'm very excited that now that, and I was saying that to David yesterday, that we're starting to get the up and coming project, the project that are trending and building and being already sort of deployed in one, hasn't been there forever, and say, yes, StarkNet is the place we want to go next. And this is like very exciting because it shows that people, not only the young and optimistic devs or the boring old schoolers, boomers want to be on stage, that we also get the hype and core that realize that, okay, yeah, maybe something is happening there. So, I mean, that gets me excited. That makes me happy. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for joining the familia.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I did
Thanks.
that. Yes, it was it was on purpose. It was a very bad joke, but I'm very happy with myself.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
I just want to point out something. It seems that Tony is Italian. I have to tell you something. There is a pretty strong competition in terms of language as a StarkNet native language between French and Spanish. So you just have to put yourself together and bring the whole Italy with you. I mean, you do suck at football, so you know it's fine.
Je crois que tu es français.
Whoa! Wow! I'm impressed now.
Ah, surprise.
Surprise, oui, bien sûr. Okay. Anyway, let's stop there.
Yeah, no, I'm just taking the piece. I'm actually Spanish. Yeah, but I did study French at school, so.
So you're Spanish? Shit, I was sure. There's a lot of Spanish speakers too. A lot of Argentinian and Spanish speakers too on StarkNet. So I was expecting Italy. You know, I wanted some pizza, but anyway.
Nice, man. Like, so I just want to wrap up with this. Like, I just enjoy all this space because we have a lot of fun, and at the end of the day, that's what the point of it all. So very happy to be part of this ecosystem. I'm very happy to help StarkNet grow and realize all the possibilities that this amazing technology offers us.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I mean, super excited about the future of StarkNet, Nostra, and everything that goes with it. So I wanted to say a big thank you for everyone for joining. Watch the space for more announcements, more spaces. It's going to be ramping up very quickly, very soon. And yeah, we'll catch you on Discord. Ciao for now.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.